Hi, I'm Crossley, and I want to share a workflow for anyone who has to be the front of house engineer and perform live at the same time. This has helped me focus more on performing rather than worrying about levels all the time, and it's also an effective way to improve your mixing abilities in your own time. These 4 steps can give you more time to think and make smarter decisions while you mix, so let's get into it. For this demonstration, I'm using the Allen & Heath CQ18T, but this will work with any of the CQ series mixes, or if your digital mixer can multi-track, record, and save scenes. This will also work. Step 1. Setup. This involves putting everything where it's supposed to go. It's a good idea at this stage to note down the volume levels of the front of house speakers, as well as your instrument levels. You can note down the monitor or wedge levels if you're using those, but if you're using in-ear monitors, you don't need to worry about that. Just the main left and right and instruments. Step 2. Recording. To do this on the CQ digital mixers, head to the config page, then the USB/SD page, and select Post Preamp on the source point. This will ensure that effects are not recorded in the tracks, so you can mix them later. Here you can also select the sample rate. I set this to 48 kHz, and I'll explain why it's important. Then go to Home, to the record page, then multi-track, and this is very important. You have to arm the inputs that you want to record. By default, this mixer is going to select as many inputs as it can based on the sample rate. 96 kHz is high quality, but has a lower number of inputs that can be recorded. This is why I chose 48 kHz, so that it allows me to record all the inputs. You can configure this to your preference under the USB/SD page under config. To get a good recording, make sure everyone is warmed up and every instrument is in tune. This is a good idea in general when starting rehearsals, but especially now as you want to get as close as you can to the actual performance. Once that's done, you can start recording. Step 3. Playback. Now that you've got your multi-track, you want to play your recording through the mixer. This is very simple on this mixer and can be done by going to the config page, then selecting all the inputs and making them USB or SD inputs. After this, you want to play what you recorded, so head back to the multi-track page, under Home, and press play. This is where a digital mixer shines, as having wireless control allows you to mix from anywhere in the venue, and you can get your whole group to listen to you as you mix. This helps them get a point of reference of what they sound like in the space. This is especially useful with vocalists, as they are often what need to be prioritized in the mix, and having this time out of performing to mix is really calming and helps make smarter decisions compared to performing and mixing at the same time. So spend some time getting the levels right here. I usually only worry about EQ and compression with some effects, but I try not to overdo it. It's important to remember that this is still a rehearsal, so time is very valuable. Step 4. Saving. This step is fairly simple. Once you're happy with your mix, all you have to do is save your edits as a scene or a preset. To do this, go to Home, then Scenes, and store it here. Once you've done that, head to Config and change all your inputs back to analog. And you're done. You can head back to rehearsing knowing that everything is as you set it. You may need to fine-tune settings slightly more, but at this point, 95% of the work is done. Just make sure you save any further changes you make under Scenes. At the end of the rehearsal, if you're still not happy with the mix, you can take the whole performance home and mix it there, as it's saved on the SD card and can be played at any time. This allows for further experimentation and fine-tuning in your own time, and is also a very good way to practice mixing, as by not being under pressure, you can make better decisions and apply them to when you're mixing live. I hope this workflow is useful. I'm still learning to use this mixer, and if there are any other tips or if there's anything you'd like to share or know more about, please leave it down in the comment section below. I'd be happy to make a video on it. I hope you're well, and thanks for watching.